Starts right now.
Good morning. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. It's January 21st.
It is. Did you make it out and about yesterday?
No.
No. Give us the play-by-play.
No, but yesterday was like I came to work.
Right.
I got breakfast on my way back, and then I never left the house.
What did you get for breakfast?
Breakfast taco.
Have to.
Yeah.
Kind? What kind are we talking here?
Bean, cheese, and egg.
Corn or flour?
Always corn.
Let's go. Mia, what side of the aisle do you find?
I am a flour tortilla girl, but a classic staple bean and cheese.
Yeah.
That is my go-to. Specifically, we'll search out the taquerias I know around town that just have that amazing bean and cheese taco.
Shouts to Pete. Right behind us.
Honestly, so true. A great bean and cheese. I guess I know what I'm having for breakfast this morning.
There we
Thanks,
go.
guys. You made it very easy for me. So yes, not as cold as what we saw yesterday morning, but it is still a very, very chilly start to this Sunday. Temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees above, though, where we were just 24 hours ago. Most of us above freezing in the 30s and low 40s in and around the San Antonio area. You make your way, though, up into portions of the Hill Country, Southern Edwards Plateau, near the Los Maples area, even stretching over to Rock Springs out there in Edwards County, and we have seen those temperatures fall to about that 32-degree mark. Still a very light freeze. We are expecting increasing rain chances throughout the day. That's going to be the big story today, along with the cold and the cloudiness. Right now, nothing going on authority radar around San Antonio, but I do expect that to change by late morning and especially into this afternoon. So if you do have to step out for any Sunday plans, definitely take the umbrella with you. A few sprinkles possible this morning, scattered showers already by lunchtime. Later on this afternoon and especially tonight, we're expecting that coverage to increase, more widespread rain, maybe a few non-severe rumbles possible. That's going to linger into Monday morning there as well. Notice your temperatures today struggling to climb out of the 30s, so it is going to be a very cold day. You also will want to take the extra layers with you if you do have to step out and about. Looking ahead, though, to tonight, widespread rain, a few rumbles possible, pockets of heavy rain embedded within that activity. Certainly looking to be a possibility there as well. Again, that's lingering into tomorrow morning. So already planning out the morning commute, you're going to want to give yourself a little bit of extra time out the door. Isolated into Monday afternoon. Not finished with the rain chances, though. Scattered through at least the middle of the week. Warmer temperatures on the way, too. We're going to time it all out for you coming up in just a few, guys.
Thank you, Mia. New this morning, a startling scene on the roadways overnight. Police saying they found a man who was ejected from his vehicle on I-10. So take a look. This was a scene a little after 3 this morning. Here's the main lanes of I-10 West at Huebner. An operator from KSAT came across a single vehicle crash, found the man, the presumptive driver, on the other side of the highway. The operator calling EMS and SAPD. That's when the man was pronounced dead. Officials say still unclear what exactly led to this crash. Both north and southbound lanes of I-10 West, they are currently closed as crews continue to investigate.
Every single San Antonio ISD school was shut down Thursday and Friday due to district-wide heating issues. In an update last night, a district official told KSAT all campuses have been checked and visited this weekend. Now,
crews working through the weekend, making sure students are going to be staying warm when they return to class tomorrow morning. Dozens of HVAC techs, they were also deployed to the situation, trying to get it under control.
Superintendent Jaime Aquino will remain in communication with every principal about the level of readiness for school tomorrow. If we learn of any closures or delays between now and then, we'll bring you those updates on air and online.
And as Mia was telling us, it is going to start warming up, so be hesitant, but if you do need a warm place to stay during today, the city of San Antonio has warming centers all over the city. Just scan the QR code on the screen right now, sends you right to our article on KSAT.com. We have a full breakdown, all the locations.
And after the death of their daughter, one family is calling for San Antonians to stop drinking and driving. Just 1 week ago, the 26-year-old died in a wrong-way crash on I-35. Such
a tragic situation. Police did arrest the other driver for suspected DWI, intoxication assault. And as our Avery Everett shows us, this family's story, it's far from the only one we talk about.
He took away my daughter's life. He took away a mother from her son.
This family tonight devastated after the death of their daughter.
It's been really hard. Nothing's the same without her.
Now they're calling on the San Antonio community to change the culture of drinking and driving.
It's a choice. I feel like it's a choice. We all have a choice to do that.
26-year-old Yulissa Valero died 1 week ago. She and 2 others were driving on I-35. That's when another car, traveling the wrong way, hit them head on. San Antonio police arrested the driver of that vehicle for suspected DWI intoxication assault.
I don't think it's fair for people to be driving and drinking.
Since 2017, the Texas Department of Transportation has reported that this state leads the nation for fatal and wrong-way crashes. And for DWI crashes, stats for Texas show that on average, 3 people die per day a year.
It really hurts us. She didn't deserve to be her. What happened to her?
The Valero family now is missing one. And 2-year-old Christian is now missing his mom.
My rest of my family, they will be there for us, for my grandson. But still, I think that he deserved to have his mother.
He's the one that's going to keep us going with her.
It's a tragic story that keeps on happening here in Texas. But remember, in this state, we have Bentley's Law. That went into effect on September 1st, and it makes convicted drunk drivers have to pay child support if they killed a parent of a minor. Now, we know in this case so far, that suspect has only been arrested. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Avery. In your morning headlines, Harvard University is submitting an 8-page document to Congress members investigating the plagiarism scandal involving former President Claudine Gay. The documents contain new information about Harvard's response to the controversy, plus a review of allegations last month. Harvard announced Gay planned to submit corrections to her 1997 PhD dissertation to correct certain citations and add articles she wrote years after her dissertation. So earlier this month, Gay stepped down after she faced criticism from the university's response to rising anti-Semitism on the campus.
Well, it's a story we've been talking about a lot. Postage prices, they're rising today. The cost of forever stamps, they're going up 2 cents. The price to send priority mail and ground advantage shipments, they're also going up more than 5%. Now, this will be the 5th stamp price hike since 2021. They were just 41 cents when they came out back in 2007.
The workers' union at Sports Illustrated has released a statement saying Friday was the last day for most staff. In a memo, the magazine publisher told staff their parent company has revoked publishing rights because of missed payments. The parent company says Sports Illustrated will continue but didn't give any details. 1978 Sports Illustrated model Cheryl Teeks tells CNN she's disappointed by the layoffs and the culture around the magazine has shifted.
We need to, bring the country up, make them happy, make them full of life and love and sun and fun. The epitome of what America was and continued to be. And so I'm so sad.
The layoffs come off just a month after the publisher fired the magazine CEO, which exposed Sports Illustrated for publishing stories with fake author names and profile photos made by AI.
We're in the midst of the NFL playoffs, but don't forget the Spurs were playing yesterday. They have won just 2 games in the month of January, the whole year of 2024. And last night, they visited a fellow 7-win team, the Washington Wizards. So let's go. Wemby starting off, long shot, long range, close third quarter, but it didn't stay that way for long. Washington would go on a 19-5 run in the 4th frame. Corey Crispet, the driving force. The Spurs in trouble, though, under 5 to go. Here we go. Devin Vassell with that hesitation. He gets that 3. Look at that. Just walk backwards. San Antonio catching fire from there. They took the lead with 53 seconds left thanks to a Jeremy Sohan 3. Look at that. I mean, come on. We could have shown a few more Wemby highlights. There was a beautiful alley-oop. Don't worry, though. The Spurs, they win it. Look at this. We love to celebrate the Spurs wins. 131 to 127. They now have their 8th win, and Wemby led the floor in points and, of course, blocks. Trey Jones added another 12 assists in his first NBA win over his brother, Tyus Jones. And, of course, Pop, well, he was very happy with the effort.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
Here we go. We got the football playoffs. C.J. Stroud, the undisputed star of the current class of rookie quarterbacks, looking to guide the Texans to their first ever AFC championship with a win in Baltimore. And let's see, can they do it? The presumptive MVP Lamar Jackson of the 1-seed Ravens awaited second quarter AFC divisional playoff game. Knotted up 3 apiece, play action fake. Lamar taking up the middle himself. Look at that 23-yard game. The drive capped off with Lamar. Look at this fake in the handoff and then just sitting in the pocket. Beautiful quick strike. Baltimore leads 10-3. Jordan Stout kicks a 45-yard punt fielded by Steven Sims. This was awesome to see. He was just called up from the practice squad this week, slips a couple tackles, and he is off to the races. 67-yard punt return touchdown, game tied at 10 before half. And the Texans defense coming up big for back-to-back sacks. This was awesome. I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, but to see the Texans defense get to him twice in a row, amazing. Houston's inability to score, though, not amazing. And here we go. Like I said, the presumptive MVP weaving, wobbling all the way into the end zone. See him rolling a little bit. Baltimore would score 24 unanswered points in the second half. And Texans, it was a great effort, great season, but they would fall 34-10, knocked out of the playoffs. Stroud would throw for 175 yards, did not take a single sack. Jackson, very productive, finishing 152 yards through the air, 100 on the ground. 4 total touchdowns. Baltimore hosting the AFC title game for the first time since 1971. And the Texans finished the season 11-8 overall. Texans not deeming this a moral victory.
I think we have the capability, we have the team to do it. I know, we come up short, you know? So, like, you can't look back and like, dang, like, we didn't do nothing special. You got to, of course, like, really look back and smile throughout everything, but at the same time, like, it's like, dang, man, what if? And that's the worst feeling, you know, just having regrets. What if I did this? What if I did that?
I mean, let's be honest, great rookie season. All right, this was an amazing game last night. The Niners, they were falling behind. They're the 1 seed in the NFC. This is where Green Bay started to fall apart, and this is where Brock Purdy, making his case for actually useful on the 49ers, was able to pick up and drive the 49ers down the field. It rains a lot in San Francisco. He had to put on gloves. He's not great, but here we go. If I wasn't to pick a quarterback for the MVP, it would be CeeDee Lamb or this man, Christian McCaffrey. This was the touchdown that pretty much sealed it, and then this was the interception that sealed it for the Packers' fate. So the 49ers will go on. They go on to win it, and they will be headed to the NFC Championship. So today it decides who they're going to be playing, because the Buccaneers and the Lions, they play today. So whoever wins between the Bucs and the Lions will face the 49ers in the NFC Championship.
I didn't watch this game in its entirety. I just bits and pieces, but I loved all the memes afterwards. It was like the 49ers reaction. I'm sorry, the Packers reaction. Like, what just happened?
Because they were leading the whole game. They looked fantastic. Yeah. Shout out to Jordan Love, kind of that CJ Stroud type where it's like his first real season. And just fell apart at the end.
Their faces.
It just wasn't
tells
great.
It all.
Yeah. All right, time now, 6:12, 38 degrees. Of course, we got more playoffs today. We got more sports coming up in this half hour, including a preview of what you can expect. We got Chiefs. I know you're a big Chiefs fan right now.
I am.
Chiefs,
I wonder
Bills.
why.
It's you. You're the problem. It's you. We're going to go over the game in just a bit.
Welcome back, everyone. So the big story today, yes, a chilly start, but rain chances. That's what we're going to be following, especially as we head into the afternoon, and even more so tonight. An area of low pressure approaching the Lone Star State, helping spark up that increasing coverage. A few sprinkles expected this morning, scattered showers into the early portions of the afternoon. That continues even into the dinner time frame, and then more widespread rain activity is expected later on tonight and into early Monday morning. So let's talk all about it. We are quiet here in San Antonio and across the vast majority of South Central Texas, but we're watching a little bit of light rain moving into the far northwestern portions of Valverde County near Pandale. That is actually associated with that low pressure system we've been talking about over the past couple of days, now digging into portions of the desert Southwest, sparking scattered to even widespread rain still across portions of California, even some snow where you get into the mountains of Mexico, the higher elevations there, and where temperatures are cold enough, at least in our neck of the woods, mainly across portions of the hill country near Bandera, Kerrville, Lakey, Rock Springs, we will need to monitor for a little bit of light freezing drizzle to light freezing rain associated with all of that activity moving into northern Valverde County here over the next few hours. Now, no travel impacts are expected. This will be very, very light and very brief, but maybe at the worst, a little bit of a light icy glaze on some of those elevated surfaces to kickstart this Sunday. Sunday, something we will continue to monitor at least through this morning. But by lunchtime, temperatures rise above 32 degrees across the hill country, and then whatever was left out there just transitions to a very cold liquid rain. That's what most of us are going to be dealing with throughout the remainder of this Sunday. You can see by 3 p.m. we're starting to see that coverage increase. So rain expected again near Lakey, near Rock Springs, stretching down to Uvalde, Cotulla, maybe even Pleasanton, cashing in on a few sprinkles at that time. And then watch what happens as we advance this on. 7 p.m. more of that widespread rain now, especially along and west of I-35. This is going to continue to fill in on your authority radar through the overnight hours. This is midnight. Now we're starting to see maybe a few rumbles of thunder, non-severe storms here, but maybe a little noisy in a few locations, along with some pockets of heavier rain embedded within this activity. It's going to continue to track eastward as we head into the Monday morning drive time frame. So that's something to think about planning out the commute tomorrow. Give yourself a little bit of extra time out there on the roadways, and definitely pack the rain gear. Send it with the kiddos as they're headed off to school. By lunchtime tomorrow, most of that is now moving east of our area. A drier afternoon is expected. Just a few lingering isolated showers into Monday afternoon. But notice here, even into Tuesday, we're not finished with those scattered rain chances. We're going to call it about a 60% potential for you Tuesday, and then a 40% potential as we head into our Wednesday. By the time all is said and done with those scattered rain chances through at least the middle of the week, it's looking like we could pick up on anywhere between 2 to 3 inches of rain closer to San Antonio. Lower totals the farther west that you go, higher totals the farther east, closer to Houston and the Gulf coastline. All right, until then, chilly out there right now, 40 degrees here in San Antonio. It is going to be a cold and cloudy day. Highs struggling to climb out of the 30s, so you will want to bundle up no matter what time you're headed out later on this afternoon. Notice your temperatures into the upcoming week, though, warmer with lows in the 50s and highs in the 60s. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. All right, we talked about it earlier. We got more playoffs today. Number 3, Detroit Lions. Shouts to Mike Osterhage, big fan of the Lions. They're going to be hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFC Divisional Round playoffs today, 2 p.m. Then, I know this is a big game, a lot of people are waiting for. Bills making their home field advantage, trying to push themselves into the AFC Championship for the first time since January 2021. And this year, Patrick Mahomes traveling for a playoff game for the first time in his career. That's actually a miraculous statistic. The Chiefs and the Bills. It's going to be a good one. And I know you're a big Chiefs fan, right? Can you explain?
I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. So Bills fans attending today's game may want to leave a blank space.
Well done.
Nicely done. In their stomachs. The stadium has unveiled food items inspired by the Chiefs' most famous fan, of course, that's Taylor Swift. They include the Bad Blood waffle fries.
Arguably, because, you know, Sarah Spivey's a fan too, so let's calm down.
And the Karma Quesadilla.
Nice.
And for Bills fans who want nothing to do with NFL's most famous love story, there's always the Kansas City Bowl of Tears barbecue.
Have you seen, what's the waffle fries name again? The Bad Karma one?
No, the waffle fries was the Bad Blood waffle.
Bad Blood waffle fries. They look delicious.
Really?
I
just saw the names of these. I didn't see the pictures.
And you know what? Whenever you go places, and if you're Cowboys fans out there, I know a lot of families watching us are Cowboys fans, you know it's a little more expensive at the stadiums. It's $24, but
gosh.
Hear me out.
Okay.
It is a lot of food.
The
waffle fries.
Yeah. It's like a tray, a trough.
It's a trough. Right, yeah, there you go. So
you just need a trough of fries.
Okay.
At a game.
So you think Chiefs are going to win?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you think Taylor's going to be there?
100%.
It's very cold.
Okay, she has a box. I'm not worried.
There's a lot of snow.
She's fine.
Okay.
All right, time now, 6:25, 39 degrees.
A company challenging consumers to go phone free for a whole month. Oh, I'd love to do that. We'll tell you what the prize is after the break. Okay, yogurt company CG's Dairy is willing to pay people $10,000. Ooh, that's more than I thought it would be. To do their digital detox. No phone at all for an entire month. In addition to the cash, other prizes available include 3 months worth of CG's yogurt.
She sounds delicious.
And a smartphone lockbox for those willing to put down the phone. More information on CG's website. Can you imagine going no phone for a month and you don't win the 10K, you win 3 months of yogurt?
I'd be livid.
It's so bad.
I would say, but for our jobs, we both could be phone free. We also grew up without phones.
Right. Like
so
I would love to do that.
Right.
I would maybe want 3 months worth of, I don't know.
Now, question,
burgers?
Is it smartphone? Because we could still use a house line.
I don't know. Lots of questions.
Yeah, lots of questions. Like I could do without the smartphone. Give me a flip phone,
like,
a Nokia.
do people get on their laptops? No laptops involved?
I would assume no laptops because this is pretty much a computer.
Okay, no laptops then.
I could do it. Time now, just about 6:30, 39 degrees.
The New Hampshire primary just 2 days away, ahead in our next half hour. We'll see how candidates are winning over voters.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. It is 6:32 this morning. It's January 21st.
Good morning.
I'm going to be honest, yesterday, it looked beautiful outside.
It did not look beautiful.
It did look beautiful.
What day are we
Blue skies,
talking about?
the sun was out, but then
when was the sun out?
And then was the sun out?
The sun was out in the morning.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll take it.
For the most of the day, it was cloudy.
Yeah,
you and I have different days.
By lunch, thank you.
After first off, when football started, I was not leaving the apartment. So after the show, I was out and about. But then football started, I didn't look outside.
Oh, you couldn't go outside.
No, because it was cold. It was a little breezy. The cloud cover, we managed to climb into the low 40s. That was it here in San Antonio yesterday. So it was a chilly start to the weekend, and it is still going to be chilly out there today because the cloud cover sticks around and rain chances increase before the day is done. The good news is not quite as cold, though, this morning compared to where we were this time yesterday. Most of us above freezing, which is also a big difference from just 24 hours ago. 40 degrees here officially in town, 38 in Bulverde. It's 43 in Pleasanton. As you make your way off to the northwest, though, across portions of the hill country, the southern Edwards Plateau, we have seen thermometers fall to that 32-degree mark near Rock Springs, as well as the Los Maples area. But yes, still a chilly start, and it is going to be chilly throughout the remainder of this Sunday. Now we talk about the rain chances. We focus on that as we continue on, especially later on this afternoon and even more so tonight. We are expecting rain coverage to increase, more widespread rain overnight and into early Monday. You can see we are quiet out there right now. I do think a few sprinkles will be possible here this morning. You can see temperatures not budging a whole lot in the upper 30s as we take a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast. By lunchtime, a few scattered showers are expected, and then again that increases in coverage by late afternoon and even more so this evening. So if you are stepping out for any Sunday plans, mainly throughout the second half of the day, a good idea to at least take the rain gear with you. And you're going to want to hold on to it, especially by the Monday morning drive. 80% chance for more widespread rain first thing tomorrow, but then we start to clear things out and dry things out a bit more into Monday afternoon. After that, though, we're not finished with the scattered rain chances. That actually is going to continue both Tuesday and into Wednesday. So we have multiple chances here to pick up on a healthy drink of water in the days ahead. Notice your temperatures trending warmer after today. We're actually going to see a warm front move through into our Monday. So lows come up into the 50s and highs climb into the 60s as early as Tuesday. So once again, we'll get you the latest version of Futurecast, what we'll be monitoring here coming up in about 10 minutes, guys.
Mia, thank you. A convenience store worker in Humble is dead after police say he confronted two men who stole a bag of chips. Those men are now wanted for capital murder. Take a look at your screen right now. Just before 11:30 Friday, this surveillance video captured these two men in black hoodies entering the store when one of the suspects then appears to put a bag of chips in his pants. One of the workers then follows the suspects to the parking lot, getting in a fight. This is the last video investigators have before police say the employee followed them to that person's car. Detectives found the victim's car down the street with bullet holes in the windshield and the back passenger window.
We've lost a great citizen who was just trying to work and do their job, and instead we have two people that also have ruined their lives because they will be going to jail.
The police are still searching for the two suspects. Investigating say if you catch someone stealing, don't try to be the hero.
Man behind bars now, just one day after San Antonio police found an 85-year-old man's body during a welfare check. This is what we know right now. On Friday, police checked an apartment near the intersection of Pipers Creek Street and Calabria Road. Inside, they found that 85-year-old man dead and a 57-year-old woman injured. Now, we do know the suspect detained, arrested, 45-year-old James Barber. This is still an ongoing investigation, but Barbara was arrested at the scene, facing a murder charge as well as aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Still working to figure out what kind of condition the 57-year-old woman was in when they found her. We're still also waiting for the names of those victims.
Well, crime is up in San Antonio, but not every kind of crime. Fortunately, as this chart shows, homicides are one of the area where crime is actually down from year to year.
That's right. Even still, they're higher than they've been in recent past. Garrett Berringer diving into the 2023 crime statistics that San Antonio police unveiled this week.
Between 2022 and 2023, crime overall in San Antonio went up 2%, driven by one crime in particular. Car thefts jumped by more than half, with more than 19,000 vehicles stolen in all. Various Kia and Hyundai models made up 4 out of every 10 cars boosted.
What's driving that was that TikTok video that came out instructing people on how to steal the Kia.
Police Chief William McManus says cars are stolen for a variety of reasons, often to be used in other crimes.
I can't tell you the number of times that we've gotten a plate number, have run it to find out that it's stolen.
To the chief, the good news is that violent crime is down compared to the year before.
Murders are down, certain assaults are down.
Homicides in particular plummeted from 231 down to 165, the department says. But how much is that really? The spike in 2022 was driven largely by a single mass casualty event in which 53 migrants being smuggled in a stifling hot trailer died. And though 2023's tally is much lower, historical data from the FBI shows it's still among the most deadly years since the mid-90s.
I've always said that homicides are, a lot of it has to do with risky behavior.
Of the known factors for last year's homicides, arguments topped the list, but family and intimate partners were second. But for many homicides, the cause was unknown. McManus says they could close more violent crimes if more witnesses would share what they know.
Trying to eliminate as much as we can the fear of talking with the police, of working with the police, of reporting to the police things that are happening in their neighborhoods. That's the challenge.
Garrett Berringer, KSAT 12 News.
In your morning headlines, and this is a big one, tensions in the Middle East seemingly aimed at United States military personnel. There was a big situation that developed yesterday. This is what we know right now. United States Central Command announcing that Iranian-backed militias launched a barrage of ballistic missiles and rockets at Al-Assad Air Base in western Iraq. It left several U.S. personnel being evaluated for traumatic brain injuries. Luckily, most of those incoming missiles and rockets, they were intercepted by air defense systems at the base. Now, this base used both by Iraq and U.S. militaries, but some of those missiles did hit the base. Now, the latest attack, this is the largest of the more than 140 attacks on United States forces in Iraq and Syria since just mid-October. The United States says this has all been carried out by Iranian-backed militia groups.
Microsoft security team investigating how a Russian hacking group accessed the emails of some of the company's top employees. So Microsoft says they detected the attack on its systems about a week ago. The hackers initially accessed a few senior leaders' email accounts in late November by using a password spray attack in an attempt to hack into a mass number of accounts. Microsoft is still in the process of notifying those victims whose emails were compromised.
And on this day in history, on January 21st, 1977, President Jimmy Carter granted an unconditional pardon to thousands of men who dodged the United States military draft during the Vietnam War. Ahead of the 1976 presidential election, then candidate Jimmy Carter promised to pardon those who evaded the draft as a way to close the nation's book on Vietnam. The day after his inauguration, Carter did keep his word, pardon those draft dodgers who had not committed violent offenses.
And with the New Hampshire primary just 2 days away, Nikki Haley and Donald Trump are on the campaign trail making their final pitches to voters.
That's right. Here's ABC's Melissa Don with the latest from Manchester, New Hampshire.
This morning, the final sprint to the New Hampshire primary is on. Nikki Haley and Donald Trump crisscrossing the state, hoping to sway voters ahead of Tuesday. Former President Donald Trump holding a rally joined by leaders from Nikki Haley's home state, including current South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster.
If you want a person that puts America first, there's only one person that you can vote for, and that's Donald J. Trump. And you saw that for 4 years.
In a snub to Haley, the former president already picked up a major endorsement from South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, whom she appointed to the Senate while she was governor.
Of course, I was disappointed. He's got to live with that decision. I don't have to live with that decision.
Haley scooping up support of her own while not officially endorsing any candidate. Asa Hutchinson, who has suspended his campaign, throwing his support behind Haley in Tuesday's primary. Posting on X saying anyone who believes Donald Trump will unite this country has been asleep over the last 8 years. A win on Tuesday could help fast-track Trump to a third GOP presidential nomination, though polls show Haley trailing close behind.
I am voting 100% Republican. Trump all the way.
I think Nikki is the right person who should hopefully be able to bridge the divide.
Meanwhile, Governor Ron DeSantis is already in South Carolina, weeks ahead of Super Tuesday, hoping to gain early ground.
As this thing turns, we're going to be in a good situation.
As for the write-in campaign for Joe Biden, a handful of volunteers and local officials gathered in the freezing cold to encourage voters to write in the president's name on the ballot. DeSantis is now heading back to New Hampshire after spending the weekend campaigning in South Carolina. Meantime, Nikki Haley holding several campaign stops today, and Trump expected to host yet another rally here tonight. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
Well, back here at home, we have two leading essays today. So we're trying to figure out who's going to be in D.C. for the next, be the next president. And well, local leaders, they're trying to figure out who's going to D.C. for the classic Essay to D.C. trip. That is where local leaders go to our nation's capital to advocate for causes close to San Antonio's heart. A lot of federal funding in the works and what that means for San Antonio. So we're going to be talking to the president and CEO of the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. And then at 8:30, we're going to be talking to the CEO of Culinaria. Obviously, Restaurant Week is underway. We're going to talk about why that is so important. Yes, it means great deals for you and your family when you go to the restaurants, but why that is so important. And look, just last year,
we're going to have some food samples.
Maybe.
Little surprise.
The food samples are goodies, yes, but look, in the last year, we've talked about how so many small businesses out there, so many restaurants, they've had to close. Costs are going up. Right. People aren't going out to eat, understandably so. It's tough times out there. So we're going to talk about why Restaurant Week is so important, not only for the families out there, but also for local small businesses.
It's a win-win.
Win-win. Time now, 6:44, 39 degrees.
We'll be back with Mia and her forecast.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Your time is 6:47. So it is a cold start, not quite as cold as what we saw 24 hours ago, but still, you'll definitely want to bundle up if you're stepping out this Sunday. And also, especially if you're heading out later on this afternoon and this evening, you will want to pack the rain gear. That is going to be a big story for today and even more so into tonight. Showers developing, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder later on tonight as well. Becoming more widespread through the overnight and even into early Monday. Pockets of heavier rain embedded within that activity is certainly possible, something we'll need to monitor, especially when it comes to some ponding on the sides of roadways for the Monday morning drive. So again, it will be a soggy start to the day tomorrow as well, but then most of that moves east into the afternoon. Just an isolated chance for rain Monday afternoon, but not finished with the scattered rain chances. That continues through at least the middle of this week and warming temperatures. So we've got a lot to talk about and dive into the forecast here. Right now, 40 degrees here in San Antonio. It is cloudy out there. Feeling just a few degrees colder. Feels like 37. Winds out of the northeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Most of us are above freezing, so that is the good news. Starting to get a little less convinced that we'll see that light icy glaze on elevated surfaces potentially this morning for places like Kerrville, Bandera, just because temperatures are well above freezing, and those thermometers likely not going to budge too terribly much over the next couple of hours because of the cloud cover in place. But you'll notice for places like Rock Springs up there in Edwards County, maybe even into northern Valverde County right now, those thermometers have been able to drop into the low 30s. That is where we are monitoring for the potential for a little bit of that light icy glaze in the form of some freezing drizzle that could attach to some of those elevated surfaces, car windshields, street signs, things of that nature. Most of us going to miss out. No travel impacts or any major impacts expected, so that is the good news there. That will transition to just cold liquid rain later on this morning as temperatures start to warm a little bit in those locations. But as we zoom this out and take a look at the big picture, you can see we're not just the only area here dealing with some of that activity this morning. Some snow across portions of New Mexico, transitioning to that cold liquid rain, especially southern Arizona, even stretching over to the west coast near San Francisco and Los Angeles. That's all associated with that low pressure system. The disturbance that's approaching the state of Texas as we speak, it's going to be bringing in some upper level energy throughout the remainder of the day and even into our Monday, which is what's going to help kickstart some of this rain activity. So you can see by about 11 o'clock, especially along and west of I-35 near Uvalde, Rock Springs, Del Rio, a few showers already expected. That's going to increase in coverage later on this afternoon by about 3 p.m. closer to San Antonio, even Pleasanton, Gonzales. We could see some scattered showers there. So the umbrella definitely needed later on this evening and even more so tomorrow morning. You can see the radar is expected to increase in coverage and fill in a bit more. Widespread rain, a few non-severe thunderstorms through the overnight and by morning drive time tomorrow before we start to dry things out into Monday afternoon. So plan on giving yourself some extra time out the door tomorrow morning and take the rain gear with you there too. 60% chance for rain into Tuesday, 40% into Wednesday. By the time all is said and done, upwards of 2 to 3 inches possible closer to the San Antonio area. So much needed rain headed our direction. We'll continue to keep you posted on that. Notice your temperatures warming into the upcoming week. Lows in the 50s and highs in the 60s. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. For the 6th year in a row, San Antonio has been named one of the best places to live and work as a filmmaker. Alamo City was one of 25 major United States and Canadian cities on the list, along with 3 others from Texas that include El Paso, Dallas, and Austin. And some of the reasons San Antonio made the list was the growing film culture, free permitting on 250 city-owned locations. The iconic SA Film Festival will take place this July, and the deadline to submit your own film, if there are filmmakers out there, February 9th. So you got to hurry up and do that. If you need something new to watch, CNN has released a list of the best watches so far for 2024. For movies, the new Mean Girls in theaters, killing it at the box office. I saw this on Netflix. Kevin Hart's new action comedy, Lift, and producers' fan favorite this month, Saltburn.
Saltburn was really good.
On Amazon Prime.
Not for families.
Not for families.
Not for families, but for adults. Great movie.
All right. A family show.
It's a For shows, True Detective Night Country made its return to HBO Max with Jodie Foster, Woody Harrelson, and Matthew McConaughey. Can't be bad. And season 28 of The Bachelor premieres tomorrow on ABC.
I think we were obligated to say that one because it's on KSAT.
I'm not a Bachelor person.
No, I do want to watch the new True Detective. I watched all the other seasons. My girlfriend and I were supposed to watch it yesterday, so if you're watching, I'm sorry. But there's playoff football to watch.
Football.
Yeah.
Football.
There's only so many playoffs. It was a great game.
So I recently watched Boys in the Boat.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay, 1 to 10.
Family movie. I would say like an 8.
Okay.
It's very good. I started Killers of the Flower Moon last night.
Okay.
Very good.
Long movie?
Long movie. It's one of those where I'll watch over a couple of days.
There.
Of course, Oppenheimer.
I just saw Oppenheimer. Fantastic.
Fantastic. They have to win the Oscar. There's a lot of good movies, but that one.
Media awards are way over my head, so
that's my Super Bowl max.
Okay, that's it. That's fair. All right, time now, 6:56, 38 degrees.
We'll be right back.
All right, one final look at temperatures for this hour. 40 degrees here in San Antonio, so a chilly start. 30s for places like Helotes, Bernie, Comfort, Kerrville, even Rio Medina checking in at 38 right now. Plan for a cold and cloudy day. Again, temperatures are going to struggle to climb out of the upper 30s because of the cloud cover and also the increasing rain chances. So a few sprinkles this morning, leading way to scattered showers later on this afternoon. Widespread rain is expected overnight tonight and early Monday morning. That continues through the Monday morning commute, clearing out a bit into Monday afternoon, but still scattered rain continues Tuesday and into Wednesday, just isolated by the second half of the upcoming week. Notice your temperatures after today, much warmer, 50s in the morning, 60s into the afternoons. I think everybody is very excited about the warming trend, considering what we saw last week.
This morning, late early afternoon, if you still have those plant coverings on, like I do, take them off because they're going to need that rain.
Great advice.
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Mia. We're going to take an hour-long break for Good Morning America. We'll see you back here, 8 a.m.
See y'all at 8.